Bearded Redneck. I'm going to take a little time here and show you how to butterfly out some back straps, some rear loins, make some steaks, whatever you want to call it. But I'm going to show you how I do it and how I butterfly them. Alright, so let's get right with it. Alright, so first of all, we have our two loins here. This one's got a lot of fat on it. I didn't trim that one off. This one's just got that membrane. We'll start with this one here. Now, the first thing you can do, you can kind of trim it up. You can kind of look, is there anything? And a lot of it will just pull off. Little tendons. You can go along. I like to use a fillet knife for this. This deer I had hung quite a while. So I'll just kind of go right along and trim off this little bit of harder meat here. It won't go to waste, but I don't know. If your wife and kids are like mine, it's got to be perfect or I'm going to hear about it. So, alrighty. And this end here we might trim off. This is up towards the neck, but we'll leave it on there for now. But what we want to do is basically cut strips down through here, but don't go all the way through. And you want to make sure, I don't care how many strips you have, you can decide how thick you want your steaks. But make sure you got an even number because you need to flip them over to make your butterflies, which I'll show you here. Alrighty, so what I do is I just kind of go like that, which I'm cutting about halfway through. And I'm going about 1 inch apart. And I'm just pulling the knife through. These things will cut like butter. But just go down it. Don't cut all the way through. And just get this thing ready. Like I said, down here you'll be able to tell towards this neck end. Sometimes I can sneak a couple extra steaks out of it. If not, we eat a lot of burger at our house. So it'll work. Now, of course, like I always do, I never counted. So let's... I have 22, so we have an even number. So we'll have 11 steaks here. So, what I do now is I'll flip it around to the end that I stopped with. And I go down, and this is where a sharp knife comes in handy because I'm cutting right above that little membrane or that tissue that you see. So all of that's going to be off there. This blade board is just a little bit too short, but we'll make it work here. Okay, so cutting right down through. Now we got them all hooked together still, and we got a little bit to clean up there and a little bit here. But we got rid of all this. Now this, I like leaving this on there because it holds everything together. You try to do that without, it's going to be a pain in the butt. We still got this chunk here, so we'll cut this off. Make chislic or something out of that. But then, what we do here is we simply just start cutting these off in sections of 2. And when we cut it in sections of 2, then you grab both sides and you kind of lay them both out flat. There's your steak. So I'll go through. I'll do 2 at a time. We'll cut all these pretty quick here. And there might be some trimming you got to do. I see a little bit on some of these. That's all right. Cut all these into 2. And then we'll just go through, flip them. And if you don't want that little tag end on, I mean, we're not picky at my house as much as far as that, as long as it's good and the stuff's cleaned out. But you can clean it out, make it look like that. But this is where you can go through, and it simply, you'll feel it tear a little bit, but you don't want to, that's where if you cut all the way through, you're going to rip it in half. It takes a little practice, but it isn't really too difficult. see, just pulling them. And you can make these steaks as thick as you want or as thin as you want. All right, so we got these steaks. We'll just set them out here and we'll go after this other one. Okay, this one is going to be funner. We got all this fat on here, and we went farther here because you can see this fat here. This is the loin right here, so everything in front of that's going to have to be cut off too. So what we can do is just do it right away. We can go right along here and just go just like that. And we can actually, we'll use this knife just because we got a little stutter backbone. We'll get right through that fat. We'll pull that piece off. Like, we might get a little crazy. We like to use everything we can. So we'll trim that stuff off for burger later. And you can go through and all this stuff. Like I said, you can clean these up after you're done too. Okay, so same deal. We're gonna cut it, make sure we got an even number. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we got one little extra piece here. We ended up with 21 little spots. So we got 20 there. We got 20. And now we'll start probably on this side. The only reason is because we can start here. Oh, maybe we can look out. Look at this. Oh, yeah. Now we're cooking with Crisco. All right, so you can do it a couple different ways depending on what the bottom is. I'll show you a different way here. Let's say you're having trouble starting from one of the ends. Don't start from the end. Just make sure where you start your cut's going to be in between so you can still make all your steaks. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 right there. We'll go right down like this. And you can kind of feel that, and I'll go right along like this. Now you got something to hold on to here if it's slipping around on you. Now I missed a little bit here. Now if you got a good fillet knife, you can go right back in and do stuff like that. But we got a little bit there. And a little bit there. All that stuff. A lot of people disregard that, but stuff adds up, especially if you got a few deer. Okay, so now we got this to hold on to. And I got my knife angled down a little bit on the front, not a lot. And now we can go through and go, doot. Cut all these apart in our little dealy bobbers. Okay, now we can make our little steaks here. Like I said, just pull them till they're flat, maybe a little bit over. See how I'm bending them down? But then when you lay them, then they're flat. I talked to quite a few people this year. I was surprised they don't even keep the steaks. They just grind everything up, and I guess to each their own, but I don't know. I like them too much. They just taste delicious. Marinate them, put them with some stuff. Nice, easy meal. So just kind of So, we got what? 21 steaks out of that deer. So, next time you're out and I mean, you can do this with deer, elk, bear, moose, North American red-tailed whippoorwill. Wait, I don't even know if that exists. But anyways, you can do it with a lot of outdoor creatures. So next time, don't look past these. If you're not using these loins for this purpose, try it. They're delicious. They're great. They're easy to do. And they make a great gift. I have not had anybody that really says, I don't like those. I don't eat deer, but I'll eat those. How does that make any sense? I don't know. But anyways, we're going to take a couple of these actually right now, and we're going to eat them tonight. So I'm going to sign off for now, but I appreciate you watching. And if you haven't, make sure you subscribe so you can get more videos. If you like this, give me a thumbs up. If you don't, give me a thumbs down. Tell me why you don't like it. Maybe I'm not doing something. Maybe there's something I can show you. You guys got any comments, questions, suggestions? I'd be more than happy, and I try to get back to all of them. So definitely get a hold of me. Let me know what's going on. Until next time, I'm going to go get a fat belly. Have a good one.